Hello, YouTube. I'm back. I told you I was going to come back and tell you a little bit about our upcoming goals. So, here I am. A lot has changed since my very last video, or not my last video, but since my videos before my last video. I have since got married and I have, more income. So let's just start right here. In 2023, we started off with deciding that we wanted to become debt free besides our mortgage so we can, when we move to a new city here in the summer, we will be able to be debt free and have less payments. So we started off with one of Nicole's student loans. She had a small $1,500 student loan, which we paid off completely. We had the money in savings, so it was not a big deal. And then after that, last February, we decided we were going to save up for my 2 student loans that I had left from my graduate school, which was a total of $15,000. So we saved them in a bank account because at that time, there was still talk about Biden passing the student loan forgiveness thing. And so we saved up that money. It took us a long time. I can't even tell you when we finished. I probably should have put that in here. I do love to track. As you can see, I have many different spreadsheets. This is just one of them. Anyway, so we did end up, after Biden, it was whenever that was all turned over and it was like, you're not going to get it. I think it was in the summer sometime, like June or July. We took the money out of savings, the 15,000, and we paid both of them off. Actually, I feel like we didn't have both of them, but we definitely had the 10 grand and we paid that off. And then I think we paid off the 5,000 as we went, And then after that, we saved up $1,500 because we were going to Florida, or we went to Florida over Christmas time. And then we had, that was when we took our kids to Harry Potter World. And also, my wife's car had some issues with it, and it ended up being $2,000 to replace, I think it was like the ABS system on a Prius. And so it was a lot. And I say payback car repairs because we used our emergency fund, part of our emergency fund, to pay for that. And then we paid back our emergency fund. So we were able to do that. And that was in August or September. I think it was September. Yeah, it was in September, because in October, back up. That was in September, the paying back the car repairs. And then, I wanted to say it was like, I think it must have been around the same time. It was either August or no, it was at the beginning of October. No, I don't know. It was earlier than that. My wife ended up in the hospital because of some medical problems, but she was in the hospital in a different state, which is only an hour away from us, but it did not cover very much. Our insurance did not end up covering very much, and we owed like almost $4,000. So that was our focus after we paid back the car repairs, was to pay off that hospital bill that popped up out of nowhere. And then actually in October, my wife got in a car accident. Not her fault. She was rear-ended on October 13th, Friday the 13th at that. And so that's not on here, but that is why we had actually we have this settlement over here, is because that is from the car accident. So anyway, We did have to purchase a new vehicle. It was totaled out. We didn't lose any money on that, though. We did pay $735 for our the sales tax on the car, and then found out we didn't need to, and that we would have apparently in the state we live in, if you get a total loss, you do not have to pay your sales tax on your next vehicle. And so we went ahead and paid it, and then we asked for a refund when we found out. So that was sent around the 26th of October. So it said it would be ready in 6 to 8 weeks, but they just told me it was going to be a little longer. So anyway, after that, we ended up, we literally had completed our house fixing up fund. And then in November, there was a really good Black Friday deal, and my birthday was the day before Black Friday on Thanksgiving, and I got another 10% off. So we found that we booked our hotel. So it's like a week-long hotel and an all-inclusive in Cancun. So we took the money out of our house fixing fund to pay for that, which is where why it's on here twice. We ended up paying $1,500 for the whole week of the all-inclusive hotel that we're going to be at, which is really good deal. I think on our honeymoon, we paid $1,250 for our week-long stay, and that was in Punta Cana. So we get really good deals on Black Friday, so that's when we've been buying them. Anyway, so we did save up our house fixing fund, and then we fixed our house. We fixed the water heater, and we did, my wife built a half wall upstairs. It's really awesome. I'll have to show you sometime. And so that's where the other 500 came from this. So we did have to, again, save up another $2,000 for the house fixing fund, because we used $1,500 for our Cancun trip, and then the other $500 was for all of the supplies to finish some of the projects. And then we paid off Nicole's other student loan. It was $1,750. It was not very much. It was it was the one that doesn't gain interest. This other $1,500 one would gain interest. That's why we paid it off immediately. I can't remember if it's subsidized or unsubsidized, But anyway, this one we paid off, no problem. So now we're student loan debt free. She is finishing her schooling in May, and we will not owe anything in student loans. And mine's all paid off, which I'm really thankful for. I mean, I did cash flow a lot of my grad school, but the last couple semesters, or the last year and a half, was very difficult. Mine was a 3-year program. So I guess the last half of the program was hard because I was interning a lot and unable to work as many hours, but then also having to pay a lot of tuition. So not an excuse, but I did get it all paid off. We got it all paid off. And so we have everything good there. And then what we're working on right now, which is why it's yellow, is to save $1,750 for Cancun in May. And we have that scheduled to be finished actually January 5th. So it'll probably be finished by the time you see this. But, and then next up, although it says add $5,000 to our emergency fund, I thought the moving fund was next. Let me check over here. Yeah, it's supposed to be moving fund, not emergency fund. I'll have to change that. And that's how much we owe on our mortgage. Not that you needed to know that. But we're going to switch those. And then we have So we have adding the 5K to the emergency. We have adding or 5K for our moving fund because we're moving this summer and we want to make sure we have enough for movers and everything. And like when you move somewhere, you have to buy curtains and you might buy dishes, or you might have to pay deposits on things, that kind of stuff. So we're going to have a good 5K, and if we don't use it, we'll just roll it into whatever our next thing is. And then we're going to do a $5,000 Hills and Valley fund because my job that I will be moving to when we move, the job I will have when we move into our next city is going to be it's going to take a little while to get off the ground. I will be doing therapy, but in private practice. And so sometimes it takes a couple months before you really get an income going. And also in private practice, you don't get, like PTO or paid time off. You just like don't get paid for that week. And so the Hills and Valleys is there to supplement our income if we need it. And then whenever I get paid extra or I work more than usual, I will stock some in the Hills and Valley fund, and we'll just keep that. So, I mean, that's our plan. That's what the plan is. So, this is just my bonus. I get quarterly bonuses. So these are my quarterly bonuses, and I already got my October one. I should be getting one this month for the previous 3 months. And then I'll have April and July. And then I will be at a different job after that. This is our little savings plan that I have. And it's like, it goes based on like how much we're going to be able to save every paycheck that we get paid. And so it says, like when we're expected to get finished. Like we're expected to get finished with our Cancun trip on the 5th. And then the moving fund should be in March 3rd. So, and then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's all I got for you guys. That's our goals. We're excited. I think Nicole already has a job set up for when we move, or she is pretty sure she knows where she wants to work. And so we're pretty excited for that. I already had a job offer. I haven't accepted technically, but we both already have jobs. So we are just waiting until she graduates. And then I have a work contract I have to complete, which ends on the 6th of June. So I can move anytime after that. But I will probably stay till the end of June just because of my licensing. So that's just how it works when you work in mental health. I'm a social worker, so I have a social worker license. But anyway, so if you have any questions about our goals and why we have the things, or why we're doing it the way we are doing it, we're trying not to completely stop living our lives just because we need to save up money. We kind of stopped living our lives when we were paying off debt, and we don't want to continue to do that. I think this time last year, we decided to take a spontaneous trip to Vegas, and that was really the last trip we took that was expensive. The $1,500 for Florida, we actually didn't even spend it all. Some of it came back and went into our house fixing fund or our Cancun fund. So that was pretty cool. And our next vacation is Cancun, but still, we're going to be spending less than $3,000 on that trip. And we are celebrating something big. Not that I need to justify it. It's our money. But anyway, yeah, I think that's all I got. So let me know if you have any questions. Talk to you later.